Welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Nina.
I'm Jessie.
Today we're going to be talking about a streamer named Vaush.
I think that's what he looks.
Vaush. Anyway, we'll let him tell you in his bio what he's about. So in his Twitter bio, he is a libertarian socialist, homosexual, racial hyper-justice, ultra-feminist, world's only advocate for transgender rights, live streamer, homosexual. So, keep that in mind.
Two listings of homosexual.
You cannot escape this body of evidence that I'm about to provide. There's a few clips from yesterday, our Friday show, which I'm going to include. It's just 1 minute so that we have it all together. Let's just watch and listen. So here is a brief retelling from yesterday. It's just 1 minute long. There's some great ones in here, so I didn't want to go without them.
Roll it.
This is from the YouTube Police Department.
I think that
we showed this yesterday, but one more time.
should consuming child porn be legal? I think that would be, yes, more legal and more ethically consistent. Yes, 100%.
Listen very carefully to the exact language that I use. I have yet to hear a convincing moral or legal argument as to why possession of child pornography should be illegal. The argument that I was making, and I've made this argument a bunch of times, and I've
You know, it's funny. In this video, he shows the context. The guy shows the context.
addressed this poorly made argument a bunch of times here. Why is the possession of child pornography immoral? People are inconsistent in...
That's not what you said, bitch. You said why it's not immoral. And now you're saying why it's immoral. You changed your story, motherfucker.
their moral outrage at commodities which hurt people when they're produced. So people will laugh off cocoa butter or chocolate or, or cobalt or other, products that we tend to get through a really, really unethical system. But then they're really, really quick to denounce child porn. Now, you'll never...
So the fact that it's harming and ruining someone's life who hasn't even fully matured, the fact that they're physically not ready for that, it shouldn't be compared to agriculture or crazy methods of harvesting cocoa. He's trying to make the argument of, child labor, I think. This is insane. I don't even know what his real argument is, but if I had to assume, it sounds like it's child labor, and I don't understand how he doesn't get the difference between children working and exploiting children who don't know what they're doing or deserve to be going through it.
Yeah, we've talked about this in great detail yesterday. It's just so dumb. This man thinks he's this incredible debater. I guess if you're trying to defend CP, I guess that's probably as good of a defense as you can mount.
He is actually a very popular debater on the left. I saw him on Jesse Lee Peterson's, I saw a clip of him on Jesse Lee Peterson's podcast or show. And he was man-bunning it out.
Not an easy position to take. But clearly, the production of commodities like cobalt and cocoa butter can exist without the exploitation of children or people. It can be made humanely. It can be, and it is.
He said tends to be.
There's no humane...
So, yeah, the argument he's making is most of the chocolate in the United States has been farmed by children who are not getting paid nearly enough and are in dangerous situations. But that's still different than ripping away a child's chance to sexually mature at their own rate.
There have been so many studies having to do with exposing children to sex stuff too early. A lot of studies on it, and it's always said it's very, very bad for the child. Very, very bad. It messes them up.
However, kids that worked on their parents' farms were not necessarily messed up like
grow
that.
Up messed up.
Necessarily. Yeah. Not necessarily. There were probably some, but it wasn't because they were working excruciating hours.
So that's like saying that working as a child is the same as...
Yes, that's what I was trying to say before. Because they're using children. They're exploiting child labor to get those products, right?
Yeah, but they're not having sex with them.
Exactly.
Right.
CP, although he suggests there is. Which is another problem.
He sure does.
Never be able to find a clip of me saying that I think it's good to have child porn.
Should consuming child porn be legal? Yes, 100%.
Please, right now, uncuck your dumb shit libcuck fucking SJW brains and recognize this empirically correct fact that I am about to spit. It is possible for an adult and a child to have a sexual relationship and for it to have positive outcomes.
Now, Vaush...
Child.
Tell me that doesn't remind you of that queer kid stuff bitch who was saying that kids and kink can coexist.
I'm not saying that kink isn't kid-friendly. I'm saying that kids and kink can coexist.
It reminds me of that, but what's the positive outcome? That the adult feels better about themselves? Because it's definitely not positive for the child.
It's like you're using your sexual therapy with a child. Like you're using a
Wait-
child for your sexual therapy.
Way to prove that every bit of this fucking theory you have is selfish, which we all knew. There's no positive for having a relationship with someone who doesn't know how to consent.
And this is a transgender activist too, by the way, which
fucking figure.
which doesn't really give you a good taste in your mouth when it comes to transgender activists, because this is the kind of shit they're pushing for. So if you're a trans person or a gay person or a straight person and you're pushing the whole trans thing, you are a part of this whole normalized having sex
Maps.
with kids shit. No,
Fucking maps.
no. Like we just need to stop that. We should stop this shit a long time ago.
as well.
Now, Vaush, I've been looking for the context of that one. If somebody has it, please send it. Because I really, again, I don't know where that could possibly go, other than being like, psych. So there we go. We're caught up on yesterday. Now, buckle up. You guys ready? Here, I'm going to give you the strongest 1-2 punch combo I've ever done on anybody on the internet. Here's clip one.
Guys, right now, we've all jerked it to Lolly at some point or another. Well, you don't have a penis. We have at some point in our lives been going fucking crazy on some hentai site, and we've been fucking stroking as hard and fast as we can, and then after we nut, we go back, look over our history tab, and we go like, oh, jeez.
Did he say we all? So anyone with a penis
That's
likes
not true.
child porn. That's what he's saying. He's saying we all, people with penises, we all like to,
Yeah, but you know it's not true.
you know, I don't even want to say it 'cause it's so
Yes,
fucking
you
gross.
all, yes. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It's disgusting.
And the fact that that's normalized. See, this is what happens when people are in this streamer bubble. They think that because their audience agrees with them, that their audience is like the normal people in the world. So like all the normal people in the world think like we do. When it's no.
It doesn't even sound like his audience agrees with him when he's like, wake up, you libtard SJWs. And it doesn't even sound like his own audience agrees with him. It's crazy.
His audience backs him up.
That's
Why
crazy.
do you think it's his audience?
That's crazy.
They found a place where they could mingle amongst people with the same sexual deviancy.
Proclivities? Yeah. It's gross.
Oh boy, some of these girls looked pretty young. Okay, I don't give a fuck. All right,
No, we haven't.
Why is this man so shocked that you are speaking about him?
I
in his
don't
tapes?
know.
That's what I don't get. I feel like I'm being gaslit by a bunch of pedophiles.
Welcome to the world, man.
The world he's been supporting.
I know Ethan has been supporting the same kind of people who are pushing for the children can consent shit.
I know.
Which, if children can consent, then what do we do with all the laws that we're saying children can consent to? Like having sex with adults, smoking cigarettes, drinking, driving. What do we do with that? Because now you just opened a door to let in a whole bunch of other stuff. You can't do that.
If you say that this is what children can do, if you're saying with the gender affirming stuff that children know who they are, then why do we have schools? Why do we have them living at home with their parents? Why aren't they just out in the world, living their lives, doing it? They know who they are. They know what they want. They're so intelligent. They're kids. They're figuring it out.
It's, oh shit, what do they call it? Privileged ideology, privileged beliefs. When someone doesn't have to deal with the repercussions of their beliefs and what they tout, they're going to keep doing it. You know, they don't have to deal with the repercussions. They don't have to deal with their kid being exposed to a whole bunch of adults. They don't have to deal with that. That's a privileged belief. This is what happens when you surround yourself with people that just go, uh-huh.
Sure.
You're right.
Like, dude, what the fuck?
These are the boldest statements I've ever heard, and I can't believe
Right.
I can't believe his audience didn't push back more.
They agree, though.
That
a lot of them
shit's so
agree.
crazy.
It's disturbing. It's
Yeah,
disturbing.
I'm happy we're talking about it.
Thank you. Me too. Because, I mean, hell, what the hell is this shit? These people are just living out in the open in the daylight. They're just out there being there fucked up. No, not on my watch. No more more daylight.
Yeah.
That was the analogy
light.
from the beginning.
He makes the active choice to defend CP or to defend the philosophy of CP. So you 1,000,000% have the ability to speak on it on your platform.
No, but that's not what
If children can consent, then that means they can consent to having sex with adults, so they can consent to doing porn, which means that having child porn is no longer illegal. Do you see where this kind of goes?
He doesn't even want to have it go down that road. He wants to say that children can make CP because they're exploited other places, so might as well exploit them for that. That's exactly what he's saying. It's bad that we're exploiting children in the cocoa industry and in all these and it's nothing like that. It's instead, we're doing bad shit anyways. Let's do more of it. Let's fucking get our nuts off any way we can.
It's crazy to hear someone like Ethan, who is for children consenting to transitioning and stuff like that, puberty blockers, being the same person who is demonizing someone who thinks children can consent. Like, that's crazy, isn't it? Isn't it? Like, how does that work for you? How does that work in your head? Like, how do you make that fit? Because I don't think that the wires are connecting in his brain to where, like, he's actively being a hypocrite.
Yeah, but they have a chance to. It gives hope for the fact that maybe he'll change his mind.
He's a well-known tranny activist. Vaush.
Oh, I mean, in general, it gives me hope that Ethan, talking about this, it gives me hope that Ethan will eventually not be so caught up in the wokeness.
I liked him better when he wasn't woke. He was at least funny.
I get it.
Tell me how much room for doubt is left. Go ahead.
Nice. Okay. Next question. Simulated child porn. Lolly stuff?
I think it's pretty sussy.
Good.
What is that?
I think that if you have an interest in that sort of stuff, you should definitely be checking yourself as to why. You know, like, the thing that really bothers me about this shit, apart from the fact that anytime you want to look at, like, hentai on a hentai site, you have to, like, negate the tag lolly and thus 50% of the site's content. The thing that bothers me is people who pretend there's no relationship whatsoever between, like, drawn lolly shit and actual attraction to children. Because, of course, there's a relationship between those things. It's ridiculous to pretend otherwise.
GG, take it from me.
Okay.
That's the end.
Okay.
This was him before.
It's true. If you're looking up kitty images that are drawn, it's because you want to find the real thing, but you can't.
I mean, he's right.
That's
Therefore,
right.
he just did like a transitive property. Therefore, I want to fuck kids. Like, it's like a clean equation.
Yep.
He says, I watch lolly, and people who watch lolly want to fuck kids.
The thing that bothers me is
one more
people
time.
who pretend there's
I'll run
no
it back.
relationship whatsoever between, like, drawn lolly shit and actual attraction to children. Because, of course, there's a relationship between those things. It's ridiculous to pretend
Obvious.
otherwise. So they need to be aware of that, if anything.
He's actually debating, I think this guy is actually a confessed, self-proclaimed pedophile. So he's thought, I want to engage in a debate in great faith and good fun with this man. But Ethan, no. He's gone too far.
Right. Very
The whole thing is
interesting.
just total bullshit. There's
Dude, okay, so Vaush is kind of like Hassan. I find it really fucking weird that he's interviewing a self-proclaimed pedophile, and Hassan just interviewed a terrorist. This is the side of the good guys? Really?
Allegedly.
I'm not liking the good guys so far. I just think good guys, like wolf in
I
sheep's
think-
clothing.
I think that you have to remind them of the Mr. Beast friend, Chris.
Oh,
because
Jesus,
that's
that lolly guy.
definitely what this reminds me of.
I have been saying since that freaking dude came out, I have been saying this whole time. Something is going to come out about him that is going to trash Mr. Beast's reputation if Mr. Beast doesn't already trash his own reputation. But something's going to come out about that dude because these guys are evil. They're like
Evil with-
fucking sick. We need an island to shove these guys onto.
Very
the whole thing is
interesting.
just total bullshit. There's no fucking high road. You debate people you disagree with all the time.
Well-
If it's not him, he has done it. Listen, we love him. I don't know anything about him. Let's fact check that.
The average American man would be most attracted to. Which hypothetical strip club would be the most crowded if they all opened tomorrow?
I think it would be
Do you
somewhere
not want to
Okay, wait.
It's the same guy.
Hold on. This guy, it is? Because I'm 100% right. So the question is, let me start it over. I don't want you guys to miss a second of it.
The average American man would be most attracted to. Which hypothetical strip club would be the most crowded if they all opened tomorrow?
I think it would be somewhere
Do you not
from
want to answer this
14
question?
No, I think it'd be somewhere from 14 to 17. I don't
Which
think we've,
one?
we've
This
changed.
motherfucker
Okay.
wants to fuck 14-year-olds. That is a child.
He thinks that every male adult wants to
Be with a
child.
minor. Yep, that's what they said.
What kind of sick world are they living in? To think that every man wants to be with a child, it's quite disturbing to say the least.
Well, when you surround yourself with crazy people.
Yeah, you think the whole world is like that, apparently.
It's a big
I
difference.
have no idea, and I couldn't even begin to think by which categories I would separate them. Do you have a number?
I think it's 15.
So his friend here says, I'll be more specific. it's 15. So
Higher than Vaush.
well, higher and
Well,
lower.
It's like the mean, right?
But if he says that he's saying I want to fuck 15-year-olds, kind of. I'm good, right, with what I said. Here's another one.
But how do I put this? Does anyone else get the feeling that like men, at least in the West, are kind of like taught to be kind of a little pedophile-y a little bit with how?
Excuse me. I've never thought that, but no, I don't think so. I think in the West they're generally the opposite. I think it's known in Japanese culture.
That, if anything.
To be like what?
More. I mean, the reason lolly is a term for anime stuff is because it's more of an Asian culture thing to be into the youngins. I wouldn't say that Western men, American men.
Do you think that's why the passport bros is a thing?
To find younger women?
Yeah.
It could be.
To find women that are more accepting of dating like much older men than them.
It could be part of it.
I'm very suspicious of those men in the red pill space who are like, we just want someone who's young and fertile. Yeah, it's cool to go for someone young, but
what's young in your mind?
Like legal young. But
no,
still,
that's the question.
But still, I mean, I don't know. I don't think all men in the West are like young women like that. I think that there are actual mature men out there that want a woman who has had more life experience, and I'm not talking about like sleeping around, but actually like experienced life, and you know what I mean.
If all men were into younger people, then why do we have MILFs?
That's true. Maybe these guys just, I don't know. It's strange. Anyway, we tried to get through this whole one, but our camera's gonna close down in a second from overheating. Anyway, fuck complaining about that. I hope you had a great day. I hope you had a great time watching this video with us. It's pretty fucked up, so maybe I'm hoping you didn't have a great time, but we're
enjoyed
informed.
Watching.
Yeah, we're informed about the creepy activist liberal streamers out there that are just
fucking around in this world.
Yeah, like that one. They're out there and they have a whole fan base supporting them, affirming them in their sick beliefs.
So hide your kids.
Hide your wife.
Like, comment, subscribe. We got memberships. Check them out. Email us at thepanicbuttonpodcast@gmail.com. And have a good day.
Send us a super thanks if you'd like.